Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I wanted to do another video. Everybody, been asking me to do another video about Miami. It's a very popular topic. There's a lot of people moving here, and I want to go ahead and do another video about Miami. This time, this video is going to be about the top 3 places that you should move or open a business in. It's just 3 areas right now that I feel is some of the best areas to really come and do your thing. I mean, it's a whole lot of areas, but I'm gonna just do 3, keep it short. And when we talk about Miami, we're talking about the lifestyle, we're talking about making money, and the people. Which areas can you get, it's the safest, can you get the best value for your money? Let's get right into it without further ado. You know how I do it, James Mack. Before I start, please, like everybody else, hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 1,000 followers. I know my channel was kind of small, but we're bringing more value coming soon. And go ahead and share this with somebody that may be moving down here that just don't know that it might not be the place to move to, but it might be just what they need to really boost them up and get them on the next level, because Miami is one of those cities that's inspiring. Let's get right to it. Our first pick is none other than the heart of Miami, downtown. Why is it an excellent choice for living and launching your business? Well, downtown Miami boasts a bustling urban atmosphere with a mix of residential and commercial spaces. The proximity to major business hubs and cultural attractions make it a prime location. Plus, with its diverse community and vibrant nightlife, you'll find a perfect balance between work and play. Here's some of the benefits of living downtown Miami. The close proximity. Okay, right now I'm in Bayfront Park. A lot of activities going on in Bayfront Park. You can come down here, you can sit, chill, exercise. You have museums and everything around. You got plenty restaurants to choose from, and it's just a beautiful scenery. You can look at the water. You're right next to the water, so you can look at the water, the bay. You can go to Bayside. You can do just about anything that you want to do over here in the Bayfront Park. It's beautiful. And up and down Biscayne Avenue, you got a number of things that you can get into. So first off the list, I want to talk about the location. It's just, you have the train. It's a free train. If anybody ever been to Miami, you know about the free train where you can go all down to Brickle, all the way up to the other side of Bayside. So, it's just a wonderful location to be. You got Whole Foods right over here. This is where you want to be if you want to, be somewhere like that. Secondly, I want to talk about the cultural scene. It's a mixed melting pot of everybody. You got to remember, when you downtown, you're next to the cruise ship. So you got all type of people walking around on vacation, just all type of things like that. So if you like meeting new people all the time, if you like being in environments, you like going to the club, you like want to go to Bayside and meet new people all the time, this is where you want to be, downtown. Next, I want to talk about business, okay? And then I'm gonna talk about housing, because downtown boasts some of the best deals in Miami when it comes to rentals, okay? And I'm gonna tell you why in here in just a second. However, starting a business, downtown Miami is one of those places where they still have a lot of vacancies, right? And when it comes to spaces to do business in, you want to get downtown Miami now. Yes, Brickle is hot. They don't have a lot of vacancies, right? Yes, Wynwood is hot. It's kind of expensive. They don't have a lot of vacancies, but you can come downtown Miami and find something and get in right now while they're still doing construction, while they're still building it up, and get yourself situated, because they have skyscrapers going up. They have the 100-story Waldorf Astoria hotel going up. They have a number of hotels, World Center going up. Listen, this is the spot if you want to get somewhere now, get your business up, whatever you do. If you're into retail, if you're into services, whatever you're into, downtown Miami, Bayside, you have a ton of tourists every day. The tourism never stops. So this is where you want to be if you're providing a service, downtown Miami. And then you can live in one of the nice tall buildings, relatively expensive. However, if you're doing good business, you can afford it. If you're working in Brickle, you can live down here and afford it. You can come and open a restaurant. There's a shortage of restaurants downtown Miami. They need more restaurants. So if you're in a restaurant business, I would highly recommend that you think about opening a business or a restaurant downtown Miami, Bayside, or Biscayne Avenue, because your Grubhub and your Uber Eats That's alone probably make you the majority of the money you want to make. Period. Last but not least, let's talk about the networking opportunities, because like I said, when you come over here to Bayside and you come downtown, it's always new people. You have all the banking, a lot of the big banks right over here. You have Citibank right behind me. You have a lot of opportunities to meet new people. So when I'm walking around or I'm doing things like this, I always meet new people all the time. And if you have a dog, if you're a dog lover, oh my God, you're gonna have so many friends and partners and all these type of things. So Bayside, Biscayne Boulevard, Avenue, I should say, all up and down downtown, Flagler Street, and we're gonna run a drone down here. Flagler Street is a gem in the rough. There's something you need to consider when moving to Miami. Next up on the list, number 2, which is really not number 2, it could be number 1, but I'm talking about opportunities and things of that nature. Let's get into Brickle, Miami. I opened a jewelry store in Brickle, Miami. I had to move it because it was too expensive, and quite frankly, it became a little slow. However, that doesn't mean that you can't do a business down in Brickle and it turn out much differently. It's an expensive place. It's where the top of the top go to live. The skyscrapers are off the chain. The apartments are off the chain. The people are beautiful. The women are beautiful. It's much different than downtown because it's more manicured and you see more manicured people. Downtown is a little rough around the edges, but it's coming up. It'll be the next Brickle as soon as they get done with the World Center. However, Brickle is where all the clubs at. The city center is popping, right? It's expensive though. The average apartment in Brickle is about $4,000. So, if you have a job, if you're in the financial industry and you want to move to Brickle, listen, that's the place to be. The restaurants are phenomenal. My place was in the Mary Brickle Village. We moving our place actually downtown because it's a better value for your money. So Brickle is the space to be. It's live. It's lit. It's like a miniature New York in Miami. All right, you never know who you're gonna meet. You see stars down there, 6ix9ine all the time. You see all type of different people walking around. I've seen a number of stars just leisurely strolling in the area. That's where you want to be if you want to turn up, if you want to, pop off, if you want to be that guy, if you want to feel like that woman. You want to go ahead and get over there because that's popping, trust me. Let me get into some of the benefits of living in Brickle. It's the financial hub, right? Brickle was built to service the financial needs. Like 20 years ago, it was nothing there. It all blew up overnight. I'm talking ridiculously. So now there are more and more skyscrapers being built. It's a miniature New York. All the worldwide banks. It's not just banks from the United States. It's banks from all over the world down there. India banks, Brazilian banks. It's banks everywhere. So, that's the New York. That's like the Times Square of the South, So if you want to have that feel, if you want to, I know I have plenty customers from New York that love Brickle. They feel like it's just like Brooklyn or just like, Midtown Manhattan or something like that, where they really get that sense of feel where it's crowded, dense, restaurants, it's just moving. Every day you go outside and somebody popping, the clubs don't close at all. At 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, you see people outside drinking and stuff like that on any given day. It's not a Friday, it's not a Saturday. It's a Tuesday and you see people out there, living their life. So if you want that type of lifestyle, Brickle is popping. The health and wellness in Brickle is off the chain, okay? You're going to see people jogging, exercising, working out every single day. It doesn't stop. You're going to see some of the nicest bodies you've ever seen in your life if you're in the bodies, if you like bodies, okay? They have the Brickle Run Club. We're talking about every Tuesday. Oh my God, probably maybe about 400 people running, getting it in, and it keeps growing every single day. This is what they're doing down here in Miami. People are exercising, people are running, people are getting their lives together. People want to look their best. Like I told you before in my other video, you need to go see that if you haven't, why you shouldn't move to Miami. In Brickle, you're going to see, like I said, fake teeth, fake breasts, fake butts, bodies. You're gonna see the lips is off the chain. You're gonna see the big lips on white, black, and Latin women. And you see men with the lips now. That's the first time I ever seen a man with a BBL. I'm like, wow, hey, big ups to you if that's what you want to do. But I was thrown back like, man, that's crazy. Brickle is that life. Brickle is about that money. You see Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Porsches, Rolls Royces, anything. Like I said, you see the stars. Let's go. And last but not least, the dining is off the chain in Brickle. You have Sexy Fish. That's like a $7 million restaurant that even all type of stars have been there. Any star you could think of, they have came to Miami and went to Sexy Fish. Justin Bieber, everybody. This, Puff, everybody. This is off the chain, right? This is one of those places that when you go in, the wow factor is off the chain. You have a number of high-end bars, Sugar, these places, rooftops is off the chain. Listen, it's expensive though, because when you go in there, you're going to spend that money. So if you're not used to spending that money, don't go in there. It's just that simple. But if you love high-end restaurants and you really have the money to accommodate your lifestyle, listen, you need to move to Brickle. Period. All right, you stuck with me this long. Now I want to get into the last and least. I ain't gonna hold you too long. The third pick, in my opinion. Now we have a lot of different areas. I'm having to talk about the West Side. Shout out to Miami Gardens. Shout out to Miami Lakes. Shout out to those different areas. If you're looking for an urban environment and you want to be more around the African American community, those are good areas. Overtown is really coming up. But I'm talking about the luxurious areas, and I'm talking about the upcoming areas too. Overtown, I want to give an honorable mention. Overtown is coming up. It's still rough around the edges. And of course, Wynwood is blowing up off the chain. I just don't think those is the areas where you can really get in and do your thing at a low cost, or it's not very luxury, right? It's rough around the edges, and we'll get into that. However, Aventura is one of my favorite places. The architecture of the buildings is off the chain. I like luxury things, luxury cars. I like Bentleys. I like Porsches. I like Maybachs. I like Benzes. I like these luxury things. And when you go to Aventura, the luxuriousness of the buildings, the Billionaire Row, is off the chain. You see, a lot of people talk about Donald Trump. I'm not gonna get into that, but that man have like 10 buildings on one street, and they're beautiful, right? And then you have the Porsche building. Oh my God! You drive into your apartment. They have you drive your car into an elevator, and the elevator takes you up to your house. So you could be living on the 30th floor, and your car will go to the 30th floor, and you can roll your car into your house. They have the Bentley residences coming up. Come on, guys. This is luxuriousness off the chain. And the whole area over there, Surfside, all of that area over there is Ball Harbor. That is luxury at its finest. Now Ball Harbor is a large Jewish community. And I'm just saying, so be prepared to see, traditional Jews and things like that in their space. That's where they congregate. That's where they're at. But if you like luxuriousness, and one thing that I've been told and that I recognize, because I like to go to restaurants over there, and you meet a lot of Russian people over there because they call it Little Russia. That's what I've heard. But if that's not correct, please correct me in the chats. But it's off the chain. It's a nice place. But you're gonna spend that money over there too. The average apartment over there, or the average condo, is like $1 million starting off. And from what I've been told, everything is sold out, but nobody even lives in half of the buildings. So they, buy the buildings, and they're in their respective country most of the time. So it's just a wonder. The beaches is pristine, much better than South Beach. All that, you go over there, it's just beautiful luxuriousness. Luxury cars, luxury restaurants, private restaurants. They even have private restaurants in buildings that only service the tenants or the customers, so you have to know somebody to get invited to the restaurant. That's the first I ever heard of that. So we're looking to do pop-ups. My business, I'm into luxury jewelry business. I sell diamonds, and we're setting up. I was able to be fortunate enough to meet a Russian lady, and she really is starting to introduce me to that area. And we're doing some luxury pop-ups in some of the buildings, and it's working out. You know, it's going to work out really good. But you know, you want to know somebody or get to know somebody over there. But just living over there in general, Aventura is off the chain. You have the Aventura Mall, one of the top malls in the country. You know, I'm telling you, all the top high-end stores. You know, a lot of malls are not doing, you know, these luxury stores anymore. This mall has everything. You know, all the high-end Gucci, Prada, you know, I mean, you name it. They still have those stores popping up, and it's just a beautiful place to be. High-end restaurants over there, but you even have your regular restaurants like the pasta restaurants and things like that. So if you want a luxury environment and you kind of want to be away from the riffraff, and you kind of want a more quiet environment with golf courses and things like that, Ritz-Carltons and things like that, then you want to check out Aventura. And if you're a service worker, I would check out Aventura because they do some big tipping. You know, it's not a lot of tourism over there, but I mean, it is too at the same time, but it's not like Brickle or something like that. So you're kind of off a little bit north, but it's off the chain. Trust me, that right there is my top 3 places in Miami that I would choose to either live in or do business in. But just off the top, you know, and that's just my opinion. We do have some honorable mentions, like I said. You know, we have, you know, Wynwood. Wynwood still have some development to go. So, you know, you can live there, but it's going to be a lot of noise. It's a lot of construction. It's a lot of graffiti. You have to have a tolerance for these type of things. The streets are little. The traffic is heavy. You know, that's not really my flavor. Midtown, beautiful place, but I'm talking about opportunities, and I'm talking about luxuriousness right now. And with that, like, subscribe. Let's go. More content is on the way. Luxury content too. We're going into some of these big buildings. I want to let y'all know that. My apologies for not uploading, but let's go. We're here now. Hey, it's James Mack. I'm signing out. Let's get to it, please. And do your best. Shout out to everybody in Israel, Ukraine. You know, we love y'all. Russia, everywhere. You know, we love all the people. Stay up. We out.